Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bailey Group update on coronavirus and your furlough bounce back loan and self-employed scheme tips. This is the ninth week we've been doing these videos, so I hope you're all enjoying them. We better get out of this shortly because I'm running out of shirts, I can tell you that. So there is actually a vote online to vote for the favourite shirt if you want to look for that. My favourite's obviously being kept a secret, but have a look at that online and see what you think. So this week, quite a short update this week. We haven't had anything really happening in the furlough world, as we like to call it. In relation to furlough specifically, the HMRC have said if the claims go in this week for May, then you'll be paid. They'll guarantee the payment gets in before next Friday, which is most people's payday. Which is great. System seems to be working pretty well to me. They are paying it out very quickly, very straightforward to fill in again. Obviously this month will be just for the May period if you're doing a monthly one, clearly. And then next month is June. Remember, the scheme will change after the end of July. We're waiting for that update next week, so hopefully that will come out middle of next week so we can update you on next week's video. Then moving forward, and we'll then be able to hopefully bring back part-time people August, September, October. That's what we're hoping. That's what we think the update's going to say. They're writing the guidance now, so we'll update you obviously as soon as we get that. That will be in the following week's video. So look out for that one. Really important. The self-employed scheme. Nothing much to say about that. It seems to be working again really well. You put your gateway numbers in, you put your UTR in, you put your national insurance number in, drops you in, the numbers are already there. Getting quite a few questions about appeals. What can we actually do if we don't believe the numbers are right, or if we believe the revenue are wrong in their assumption that we can't claim? No right of appeal, I'm afraid, on this one. What there is you need to email the revenue, they will then look at it, but essentially their decision is final. We don't know, we haven't had any feedback from clients who've gone that way. Again, we can try and help you. The revenue have been very, very strict about this. We're not allowed to do the claim for you, not allowed to do the appeal for you. We have heard, they're actually checking IP addresses from where the claims come from. If there's a lot from the same IP address, they will just put a ban on that IP address. So they're being pretty stringent about that. But it seems to be working quite well. Claims are starting to go in on the 13th, and the money's been received this week apparently. So that's good news for those that have got it. Should help you through the 3-month period it relates to. Not sure about an extension on this one. It may well get extended, but again, watch and listen. It may get extended. Nothing in the pipeline yet. But if the employment one's been extended to October, I would expect something may happen with this one. Nothing confirmed yet though. The bounce back loan scheme, you remember this is the scheme for small businesses up to £50,000, 25% of turnover is the maximum amount. Interest free, repayment free for the first year. It's free money. You'll remember that this is the one that Clever David from Hartlepool, remember he was Silly David, but last week he was Clever David, because he's putting his money into an interest-bearing account. If he needs it, he'll use it. If he doesn't need it, he'll just pay it back. So he'll earn a bit of interest on it. Tells me he's going to take his wife out for a nice meal once it's all over on the interest, and thank the Chancellor for that meal. A good idea, David. Keep the wife at home happy, that's what I say. And the SSP claim, so the sick pay, the portal's opening May the 26th for this. Now, we've, as you probably appreciate, we've lots and lots of clients. Not many staff have been affected by this, the sick pay, because of the COVID outbreak. So we just need to go through it on that portal, put it through on that portal, separate portal to the furlough, separate portal to the self-employed scheme. So we just need to understand that piece. Just going back to the bounce back scheme very, very quickly. Some banks are saying you need a business bank account. Some banks don't. Some banks are pushing you towards their own products first. Some banks not. just let's get this straight, shall we? If you run a business through a sole trader account, through your own personal account, you can still claim for the bounce back loans through that account, and you do not have to take the individual bank's own product first. So you remember that. If they try and push down that product, say you don't want it, you want the bounce back loan. You don't want their own personal product because they'll charge you interest on the start, maybe even charge you a startup fee. So we don't want that. Not a lot of questions in this week, to be fair. Quite quiet. Must be all out there enjoying the sunshine. You remember an old friend of ours, Rotund Tony from Wynyard. He was the one that in the very first video, or second video, I can't remember which one, he was a bit concerned about his benefits and whether they would be affected by the COVID because he's a retired old gentleman. Well, good news on Tony front. Spoke to him this week. He rings me up every so often. Spoke to him this week, and you'll never guess what? He's got a little job. He's got a little job, is Tony. He's going to start as a barman apparently, which is interesting. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll let you go how that goes. Again, he asked me about furloughing and claiming. He can't be furloughed because he's started after March the 19th. So it looks like his job when it starts might be quite safe. He's got there's a new bar that's opened, and so he'll be a barman in that. Great news out for Tony. So he'll be happy. He'll have enough money to live on. As I say, not much happening this week. Really quiet. Big week next week with a new furlough scheme being announced, and then we're into June with the lockdown being eased even more. More businesses going back. So there'll be more questions about furlough, I suspect, about how to bring people back, what we need to do. So look out for that one next week. That'll be an interesting one. And my friends behind me, we always introduce them, of course. They've been playing golf every day, loving the hot weather. I think at the moment, the Clanger's winning a couple of games to 1, I think. He's small and fat. Some people call him Paddy. Okay, well, we'll let you go on that one, and let's see you all next week. Stay safe again, as I say. Stay safe. Vote for the shirts. Stay safe, and as I say, hopefully we'll see you next week. Thanks very much.